Warm greetings from the high tent. It's Everyday Shenanigans. Thanks for joining me. Hope y'all are having a wonderful weekend. Please be safe. This information is pertaining to Kaitlin Armstrong, the woman who has been charged in the murder of Mo Wilson out of Texas. She was captured in Costa Rica, and a man is giving commentary in this video saying that he briefly dated her while she was visiting. Let's see what he has to say. Thank you for joining me.
Kaitlin, I know it's already, you already know Kaitlin, or the face that you see underneath Kaitlin. Ari was a strange person, but I met her right outside the tattoo shop, Good Life Tattoos, and her friends were getting tattoos, so she was waiting out there on the bench, and I was out there having a beer in the lounge, and became apparent to me that she was trying to have a conversation, trying to get to know me. So then I started talking to her more and more, and then we ended up sharing numbers, and we're gonna hang out later, and we ended up hanging out a bunch of times later. And we went on a couple dates, but she said that she had just been through a real traumatizing breakup, and she hadn't healed from it yet, and wasn't ready to get close at all. So we were just big friends, and wanted to go out to different places. We went out to a bunch of different spots, but most of the time she wanted to kind of be a secluded spot, not a lot of people. And I didn't put any of it together. You wouldn't imagine it, but after it all happened, went by, and you hear what she was really doing and running from, it made sense why she didn't want to be seen, why she wanted to go to real secluded places, and it all kind of made a little more sense. They were using the old pictures, and I was like, oh, I don't know her. But then afterwards, they did the updates of the pictures, and when she had her face lift, her face change, and I was like, shocked. And I was like, what? That's who I've been hanging out with this whole time? And, yeah, it sucks for the family that lost their sister and daughter, and that's really not cool, and I feel for them. But I didn't get to meet her.
Sorry about that.
Minneapolis. Ari is Katie. Ari was
This is the guy that dated her briefly. Now, naturally, most of you are probably wondering, did they have sexual contact? Who knows? Don't mean to be rude. I don't know if he's just nervous with the grinning during this commentary, but at the end when he said it kind of sucks for the family. Yeah, it does kind of suck that their child was murdered. Yeah, sucks really bad. It's not the best choice of words. But anyway, this is the fella. You see the different looks of her in different photographs. She looks different in the first photographs with the wavy hair, blondish, strawberry blondish hair color versus the darker color where her hair is more frizzy and looks like she's had a nose job. She looks totally different in all three photographs. And then he realizes, hey, who's this lady you're showing this picture of? And they're like, the lady that you met that's been on the run. So amazing how features can change. It's such a short window. Just a short window. You know what I'm saying? Just short window. Totally different. Very strange. Very, very strange. How long does she think she's going to be able to stay on the run down there? The fact that she ran shows that she's guilty. No sane person would go out of the country if they were innocent of being charged or suspected of murder. Because you got to remember, she was interviewed first, interrogated, and then she disappeared the next day. Sold her car, jumped on a plane in New York, and then to Costa Rica. No sane person would do that. They would definitely want to fight their innocence. What really happened at that house? Mo went to visit a friend, stay with a friend. How did Kaitlin get inside of that house to murder her? What was said by the parties? It's a very interesting story. And now we have this guy who will possibly be a witness to testify in court. I'm sure they will bring him in to court. He will be a witness for the prosecution. time you spent with her, conversations, what they said, if they had relations with one another, you know that's going to be asked, of course. The fact that she mentioned that she had a traumatic breakup, I think it's interesting that she would even mention anything about her past to a complete stranger. You're there to hide and be on the run. Why are you, one, out lollygagging around as if you haven't murdered somebody back in the United States? Two, why are you telling a complete stranger you're there because you just broke up with somebody? So then, did you even tell him where you actually came from? How about that? I'm curious to know where she told him she was from. And the thing about lying is that you will get caught if you're not accustomed to lying. Let's keep that 100. If this woman is not accustomed to lying, she would have eventually, trip up and would have told on herself. Because if you're not a pathological liar, you're not known as a liar, someone asks you a question, you will answer it correctly or truthfully to the best of your ability. Unless you're good at hiding things. You're a good deceptor. So I'm wondering if she told him, oh yeah, I'm from Texas. Or I'm from, whatever place you came from up on the East Coast. You're not supposed to be talking to anybody, conversating about anything. You think because you dyed your hair, got a nose job or whatever, somebody still couldn't have looked at you and thought, oh, she kind of favors that lady that they're talking about that's on the run. Maybe not. But there's always that one nosy Parker that will give information to authorities, even if they're wrong. They'll say, well, I saw this guy, this lady. They kind of favor the person that's on the news, blah, blah, blah. And then the rest is history. Authorities come a knocking. God forbid they bring in the FBI, whomever. It's a wrap. Watch you for a while until they decide you are indeed that person. She gave up her whole entire life, a full life for nothing. As I've said to you in many commentaries on this network, people are betrayed every day. People are lied to, manipulated, conned, scammed, used, manipulated, used, abused physically, mentally, morally, religiously, however you want to word it, for self-gain. But they don't go off and kill the person who perpetrated the said deception, the manipulation, the lies. And we as women are very vulnerable to such horrendous acts from men, because a lot of men are known to lie, to cheat, to manipulate, to con, a wandering eye, adulterers, have affairs, menage a trois, sleeping around with different women, bedding women, making babies, all the negative things you can think of. And women too. But it's a shame that you would give up your freedom because this guy that you liked, dated, lived with, whatever, was seeing this other woman. And I believe he was still seeing her, Miss Mo. He doesn't want to admit it, but I believe he was. And the dead woman can't tell her version, so he can stick with his version. But he should know that all phone records, any type of device will come into evidentiary material in court to show his last contact and what he was saying to Mo before her death. And I got a funky feeling her text messages and his are going to be of a mutual understanding of something going on in the present tense at that time, not October 21. I believe he was still dating her. I believe he was still interested in her, and that's why he took her out that evening. And unfortunately, she lost her life by this woman. That is what the state is alleging, that Kaitlin Armstrong murdered Mo Wilson. And they have evidence to prove that she did indeed murder this woman. But it's a shame to give up your freedom because you feel betrayed. And possibly she was betrayed. But do you go kill someone? Are your feelings that great for this human that you're willing to sacrifice your own livelihood, freedom, to kill the other party? Because it makes no sense to kill either party. Because either way, if they have evidence, you're going to go to prison. So therefore, you've lost. You will never be with the man that you're vying for. But she may have had the mindset, if I can't have him, no one will have him. And that means I'll even go down in flames knowing Mo Wilson was not going to keep my man. And in exchange, I forfeit my own freedom. How pathetic and sad. But as I said to you in my video yesterday, have you ever been in this predicament to where you wanted to harm another person for whatever reason? Passion, lust, obsession. You wanted that man, that woman, and you were willing to sacrifice your own freedom so no one could have him or her. You can't have them, so nobody else can have them either. And you didn't care about going to prison or hell, even dying. And in these cases, they vary. Sometimes they kill the lover. Sometimes they kill the other party. Sometimes they kill the other party, the lover, and also themselves. But in this storyline, Kaitlin Armstrong killed the lover, Mo Wilson. This is tragic. 3 young people who could have been doing so much in the world, but one decided to go out and continue an affair with a woman and lie about it. Another one, I do believe, Miss Mo, wrapped up with him, although she told her family she was not, but we know that people do not always tell the truth, and they don't have to explain themselves if they don't want people to know what they're doing. And this woman stayed in the fold with a man who I believe had been lying to her, and she couldn't move on. Rocky history with him, never left him to find someone better who could treat her the way she deserved to be treated. Flawed, we all are. But is it worth prison time? Death penalty? Because you couldn't get your way with another human being. And as I said, we have all been betrayed, lied to, manipulated. Person no longer wanted to be bothered with us. Don't call us. Don't think of us. Don't regard us. Moved on. Found another party to lie with. Date. Marry. But do we go out and kill that other party? You have to value yourself. You have to say, I'm worthy. That I will no longer be mistreated, devalued, undervalued, manipulated, conned, bamboozled, hoodwinked, because I'm worthy. You can have her. I bow out. Now let me go on and find somebody who can treat me the way I deserve to be treated. That's my message today. Know your worth. You don't have to put up with anything. And you sure as hell don't have to go out and murder someone because the person you love or in love with no longer cares for you and value you. Thank you for joining me. If you'd like to donate to this network, Everyday Shenanigans, $, Big Angie, 129 Cash App. You all have a wonderful weekend. God bless all of you. Please stay safe. Mind the children. If you see something, say something. Be a part of the solution and not the problem. Amen. Thank you so very much.